Okay, show captions. All right, welcome everyone. Hi everyone. Let's see. Hello, Hasna, Mariam, Robaba, Shakiba, Farouk, Rayana. Welcome. Yeah, hi. It's so good to see everyone. Again, welcome to this is our fourth lesson together. This is our fourth lesson together already. Welcome. Yeah, I'm so happy to see that everyone is back. Welcome, everyone. Hello, good evening to you all. Good morning to myself. Welcome, everyone. So good to see you again. Hello, Ida. Hello, Hamida. Hafiza. Welcome. Alrighty, let's jump into today's class. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. All right. So I'm doing good. Thank you. All right. So for your assignment one, I think a lot of people are wondering about your scores and grades. So it takes our LAs manually go through all the grades like one by one. So it takes them a little bit time to grade. So please give us some time. Maybe usually it takes about a week to grade everybody. There's a lot of students in this class. There's about 70 students enrolled. So give them some time to like look over and give the grades. And once they grade it, you're gonna see it on EdStem. You're gonna see the score on EdStem, and the LAs will also let you know too. Okay, so please be patient with us. But really look, I really enjoyed looking at your everyone's assignment one. Today I'm gonna give you assignment two, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome. Lab two will be also checked. It's gonna take a little time, but it will be checked. Yes, yeah, yeah. Hello, everyone. How was lab two, everyone? The free code camp exercises. If you let me know in the comments what you thought about lab number two. Hi, Asma. Hello, hello, Hamid. Welcome. It was like a game. Okay, very useful. Not good. Asma said was not good. Oh no, what wasn't good? It was like a game. It was so interesting. Okay. First it was easy, got a little hard. Okay, okay. Yeah, it was good. It was interesting. It's great. Yeah, it is kind of like a game. Like you type it, press enter, and then like it tells you what's wrong, what's not. Um, yeah, yeah. Great. You learn many things and review the lessons. Yeah, it's supposed to be lab two was supposed to be a good review of like with images, links, HTML tags, like H1 tag, paragraph tag. It's supposed to be a very good review. And as you know, in this class, we're gonna do a lot of review and a lot of practice. So I hope that was helpful. Yeah, a little bit hard. Yeah, there were also, I think in free code camp, they probably gave you some new information too. Like I think they have like, they introduced new tags like figure tag and a few other ones. So yeah, a little bit hard. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I hope you get used to it. Free code camp is a great resource. Like I said, even outside of this class, if you can keep learning on your own. It's very step by step. It's like a game, and they go very in depth, and they're very um there is very good material. And at the end, if you complete all their exercises and the project, they do give you a certificate. And people all over the world, I think they have like 10 million YouTube subscribers right now. They also have a lot of great YouTube videos. So they're a really great resource for a lot of people all over the world. Yeah, you can totally do it. Yes, you can totally do it. Yeah. Yeah, new tag figure, right. Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The free code will show you some new tags too. Yeah, figure is great for images, big caption. Yeah. Oh, great. Okay. Okay, Zainab. Um, oh, okay, I see. Zainab. Yeah, I was gonna say ask. Yeah, if you have questions for anybody, if you have questions about the score you received on your assignment, first ask the LA that graded your assignment. The LA that graded your assignment is the one in your group, in your WhatsApp group, the small group that you're in your team. Yeah. Yeah, so you can technically use I for italic, but EM would be preferable actually. EM is the more, it's like the one, it's the standard now. I is kind of, it's going away eventually. So yeah, it's like I is like the older way of doing italic, and then EM is the new way of doing italics. It's like B is also the old way of doing bold, and then strong is a new way of doing bold. So yeah. It'll be nice if you can do EM or strong instead of I or B. Yeah, we will check it again. Okay, great. Okay, then let's do some more learning today. Let's go ahead. I'm going to share my screen, and let's talk about today's topics. A lot of topics. Okay. So in the past three lessons, we really understand basics of HTML. We learned like the image tag, link tag, paragraph tag. We learned about a lot of different tags that help us format our website. And it's been a lot of fun doing that. Now I want to introduce you to some a little bit new stuff, something called semantic tags, website structure, and also something called CSS. Today I want to introduce you to a new language called CSS as well. So today's going to be, I think, a lot of fun. So bear with me here today. So let's jump into like now that we learned all these tags and now we're making like a little bit more complicated websites. If you've ever looked at other websites before, especially with websites that have like a lot of content, like this is, for example, this is a USC website here. USC has been around for over 100 years. So they have a lot of info, like they need to show a lot of information. They want to show like news, they want to show like news on their website. They want to show like some kind of drill information. They want to share resources. They want to like, yeah, they're like earthquake responses, like a lot of the resources they provide, right? And they have like, celebrating like new deans, and like there's a lot of new, they want to talk about what kind of science and technologies they're doing, and they're talking about their sports program. Like, there's a lot of information, right? So when you visit other websites, they give you so much information, and it's sometimes really hard to organize, like how to put information like where. But luckily there is some common patterns. So I want to talk about that today. Some common patterns of how a website is structured. So like a typical website layout. This is just an example here, but most websites kind of follow this layout. Most websites, they have what we call a header, like a something at the top. So even the USC website at the very top, they have like a header. Usually they have some kind of logo of the website on the top. Even like, let's look at like another website, even YouTube. This is YouTube. They have like a header at the top. Okay, and YouTube is a little bit different than your typical websites, right? YouTube is more of a video site where you watch a bunch of videos. But even a website like YouTube, they usually have some kind of header at the top. Let's look at like a news website. This is Los Angeles Times. It's a newspaper, Los Angeles newspaper. They also have like a header at top with their logo on the top here. Right? Even like, let's look at like, here's another news website. This is the Hollywood Reporter. It's a news about Hollywood and like entertainment in the US. This is actually a website that I work on at my job, at my work. They have like a header at the top. This is their logo, right? And even like, this is Amazon. Amazon is a very popular shopping website in the United States. And shopping websites are very different also from like a video site or a news website. But even Amazon.com has like a header at top, like a search bar, their logo. So any website you see, any website you visit, typically it always starts with a header at the very, very, very top. And the header usually has some kind of like logo or some way to tell the user, okay, this is my website. They usually have some kind of header like that. So let me put in the chat here as well. Today we're going about website. So because most websites have this kind of header, there's actually a tag called, like, it literally just called header, a header tag that helps us create these headers, this kind of header area. So we're going to jump back into the code for examples, but I want to talk about that first. So most websites have some kind of header. They have some kind of logo like this at the very top, and that's what we call usually like a header. And then next, most websites also have some kind of navigation bar, or sometimes we call them like a menu bar or navigation menu, something like that. And it's where people can click on the links to visit different parts of the website. So going back to like the Hollywood Reporter, they have a menu bar right over here. Like if I want to visit the news section, I click on news, I go to news. If I want to hear more about like TV, I click on TV, and then here's a TV news. If I want to learn more about, I don't know, like business, there's like business section here. Very typical of like a news site. Same thing with USC. USC, their menu is actually right over here, a little bit different, but they also have a menu. Like I could, go to like academics and learn more about their undergraduate program or something like that. And there you go. There's like their info. Like if I want to look at like I don't know, but just more about the university like faculty or something, you can learn more about that. Um, things like that. Same with let's see, even like Amazon, like they have a menu bar, like, oh, what's today's deals? Like what are some shopping like deals I can purchase today? There's like yeah, a lot, or there's like my cart, like there's a lot of like there's some kind of menu bar at the bottom. Even YouTube, like they have their menu bar is actually kind of on the again, YouTube is a little bit of different website, so they have like menu, like a filter, more like filter menus here, and then they also have like a sidebar menu as well. So a little bit different, but typically all websites have some kind of navigation or web some kind of web menu here. And so that's, we usually use like a nav tag for that. So we'll get to that in a little bit. And then another part we usually have is typically a website has like an area with the main content. So literally main content. So this is usually like, let's just click on an article. This is usually like if you look at a news article, this is like the main area. This is the main information in this article here. This is the main information right over here. And we use usually typically the main tag for that area. Are you, is this making sense so far? So all websites, I can kind of recapping here. All we are looking at common structure of a website. Example, header, navigation bar. All right, let's keep going. And then there's also like a sidebar as well. Like take a look at this. There's like a sidebar. Sometimes not all websites have sidebars like this. Like YouTube kind of has a sidebar. This article does kind of have a sidebar. They have like so the main content is in this, like in the paragraph here. And then on the right side, you have like all these like ads or shopping or newsletter. So some websites have sidebars, some don't. Maybe Los Angeles Times. Okay, so on the right side here, on the left side here, they have like a main kind of content area. And then on the right side here, they have ads and they have like some more information kind of thing. That's what they that's what they have as well. And last but not least, almost all websites have some kind of footer. This is very, I think I have never seen a website that doesn't have a footer. Most websites have this kind of footer at the very bottom. So going back to like USC website again, at the way bottom here, they have like this whole yellow box is like a footer area. We have like all these like social media links. We have like the phone number. We have like some more extra links, like copyright information. So anytime you see like this is kind of like a footer area. Even like let's going back to Hollywood Reporter, usually at the bottom, they have like a footer area. There we go, right over here, where they have like some extra links, social media links, like newsletter, some kind of footer out there. Like there should be like a copyright area as well. Oh, there you go. This is the copyright. So at the very, very bottom of a website, you typically have here, this is also like some of these websites have like huge headers. Look at this big header, copyright information, social media, some extra links. So usually a footer is very, very common. Any questions so far? Does it make sense? Okay, now that we learned all these like kind of common areas, so header, navigation, main, sidebar, footer, let's try to work with this. Let's try to put this in our code. So for all these common areas, there's a tag. There's a header tag, nav tag, main tag, a side tag, footer tag. So let's look at our code that we wrote last time, and let's add some of these tags to help us organize, to help us make our website a little more structured. So I'm going to go into our workspace here. I kind of created one here already. So we last or not on Monday, and then last week we started talking about like we added some pictures. We added like these lists, we added um paragraphs, we added links and things like that. So so I went ahead and started adding some of our semantic tags, some of these codes to help us organize our code. So you're welcome to here. Let me share this link with you. Let me copy it. Okay. And I wrote some code in here already for you. So I'm gonna go in here, but go ahead. I put in the chat. If you can please, I'm gonna share my code with you right away so that you have this with you. You can go ahead and go to my workspace, and then you can click on this little fork icon here. You can click on fork, and then it's gonna make a copy of the workspace so that you can have it on your, like you can make it's gonna make a copy and put it on your EdStem account so that you can edit it and, all that fun stuff. Yeah, yeah. The nav bar, yeah. For example, this purple bar, this helps us go. They're using icons, but it helps us go from one page to another, right? Like that's a nav bar. Yeah, that's a great example, Shugota. Okay, so let's talk about this. Even our code, I added, so we don't have a logo for our Kabuli Palo page, but we have like a header tag. I put a header tag. We have like an H1 tag. We have like like a main kind of area, like a main, this is like the explanation of our page. And if I had a logo, I would put it in here. So this is I put this header tag around this H1, and notice there's an indentation right here. So I put like a tab right in here. So this is like a great place for a header at the very top. Right after the header, the rest of the page is like the main information. It's the main information about Quaboli Palo. So that's why I have this main tag right over here, main tag. And then I put all this background, like everything, I put it inside the main tag. I put an indentation and then put all this information in my main tag. And so all this information, the main tag goes all the way to the very end here. So let me put a little comment here, maybe just to help you out. End of main. Went all the way over here because all of this is kind of the main information about right? This is like the main information about my page. Oh, sorry. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yes, let me zoom in a little bit. Is this helpful? Cool. So we got a header and we have this main tag here. Okay, that covers like all this information. All right, cool. This is the end of my, it like went all the way to the end here. Notice that these tags right now, even I put header, main, like they didn't really change my code at all. Like like everything looks the same, right? We didn't add anything new. We all these pictures and like paragraphs and everything. We already had all this information already. So adding a header tag or a main tag, like it's not actually changing the look or any, like there's no, we can't actually see any real changes. But on the code side, it does make our code look a lot more neater. Like, okay, now anybody can see this is a header like area, right? This is like my main area, so on and so forth. Like it just makes our code a little bit more organized. So, okay, please do fork. Right now I haven't written any code yet, but if you can, please fork this workspace. Please fork it so you can make a copy and you can kind of follow along here. Um, let me put this in the chat again. Awesome. Nice job, Zainab. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. So we talked about, so header, we have a nav. We don't have a nav right now. We don't have a nav in our page right now because we don't have like a lot of, we only have one page right now. We'll do nav stuff a little bit later. Let's talk about like footer. Remember how I said every website has a footer? Let's add a footer on here. So let's scroll all the way down, past my main. This is the end of my main tag. So the main kind of ended there. And then I'm going to add another tag called footer. Footer right over here at the very end. So please go ahead and type footer in here. Yes, I will get to the section tag in just a little bit. Zara, if you can fork my code, it'll make a copy of it. So, please go to the link and then click on this icon here to fork. This icon right over here to fork. So let's add the footer. Let's add a footer. Let's add a footer out here. And for now, we can kind of keep it simple. Like we can just say, we can give ourselves credit, like made by on Kim or something. Something like that. There you go. I have a footer right over here. And by the way, you can even add emojis on your website. So for me, I like to go to Emojipedia. It's just this is like the easiest way to do it. And then if you like look for an icon and you can copy the icon and then you can like press do Control V to paste it in. And there you go. I got an emoji in there. Oh my, crazy. Okay, let me put that in there. Now maybe we should do 2024. I don't know. I'm just like writing some info just to add a footer. Fun, fun stuff. So footer, I should probably add a paragraph tag actually, just to like make sure Yeah, we add a paragraph tag at the bottom like that. There you go. So footer is usually the very last thing on a website like this. Okay, does that any questions so far? So we have all these tags. These are what we call semantic tags, and they don't actually change how our website looks like or anything like that, but it does give us some kind of nice structure. Like this is footer. Again, this is like all this is the main area, and we have like a header. So it's more giving us structure, makes our code easier to read. And right now it doesn't look like much, but later on when you write I mean, look like other websites that have so much content and there's so much code everywhere. It's just so much nicer when our code has more structure and has it's organized and it's easy to tell what code does what. Okay. There's a few more semantic tags I want to show you. So these are the 5 most common ones, but there's actually a whole bunch of them. Let me uh yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. There's even like article. There's another one I want to show you, a section. Section is another one I kind of want to show you. Section. So section is for grouping together a single part of a page. So here's a good one for section. So I did add a section here already. Section is really great for kind of like grouping similar items together. So for example, I have like a background section kind of right here. It has like some pictures, it has some like basic information about Kuala Lumpur and like, right? So this is kind of like its own section. So that's why I put like a section here. Let me put a comma here. Section. I wonder what section is in let's ask Google Translate here. Um is that right? Is that the correct translation? Sometimes translation is not good.
Mm, yes, it is right, but we don't know the usages of like section.
Section. Yeah. So this area is like, so this information talked about like the background. So that's like a background section. And then here's another section I could kind of stub out, like facts about Kuala Lumpur. That's like its own kind of set of information. So I could put like another section here, like another section tag like that, and then I'm gonna put tab, 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 a lot of tabs, and I'm gonna close my section tag here. Okay. So this is kind of like my facts section, right? So I have like a section for like a background, like a general area, and I have another section for facts. And then I'm gonna do one more section for like how to make probably, for example. Like so does that is that helpful? Does that make sense? I'm gonna tab all. I could also highlight all of this and then press tab once to highlight multiple lines like that. Let me do that again. So I'm gonna highlight all this code and then press tab to indent all of this code. And then I'm gonna go ahead and close my section tag right here. Yeah, and then we had a question about like main. The main tag means that. Like main is like it's like kind of everything. It's all main is this all the information. Main started from here and it went all the way to the end here. Like it covers all the main information except the footer. The footer is not covered. Okay. And then section is kind of individual areas inside the, like, we got a background section. We have like a facts section, how-to section. Um, let me answer some questions here. What happens if what there's no change in appearance? Yep, it just makes it's more about making your code more structured. Um, I think structured is a kind of a hard word, structured. Does that make sense? So we use these tags to make our code like structured. Keyword here, structured, like organized. Yeah, no, exactly. Great questions. I love the questions. Yes. And I know some of those words in English is kind of hard words. So I want to make like so I keep saying the word structured and organized, but I want to make sure you know what that means. Yeah. Does this look right, LA's? Is this a good translation here? Structured and organized. Yeah, I'm learning Farsi, yes. Okay, cool. Katera, you had your hand raised.
Um, yes, teacher, I have a question that I cannot like write it in the chat.
Yeah.
Can you please open your edit screen?
Mhm.
Yeah, here I noticed that there are like lines in your screen sides that, for example, start from HTML to HTML and after that main to main. Can you see this?
Main to
This
main
line. No, no, lines.
lines like oh these lines?
Yeah. Why you
Uh-huh.
use this line?
Do you don't see the lines?
I can no, in my own screen
Oh,
I can these lines.
okay. I think it's a setting actually. It's a setting here. Um, which one was that? I think it's this one. Indent guides. Oh, like yeah, these are very useful. So if you go to settings on this little icon here, go all the way down. There's indent guides. If you press the check mark, it'll show you the lines. These are guides. They're very helpful. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good setting. Like this is good one to word wrap. It automatically like wraps the code, like long lines, line numbers. It shows the line numbers on the side. There's a lot of useful ones here on the settings. Okay, awesome. Okay, so that's semantic tags for you. A lot of code here. I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit. I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit here. Like, whoa, like, oh, what, too much. Like, but if you zoom out here now, our code is just looking so organized and structured. We have like our header, we got like our main that starts from the top to bottom here. We have section tag and with that within the main to kind of section. Okay, this is the background. This is like our facts section. This is our, our how-to section. And then this is our footer. And then the body and the HTML tag ends here. Yeah, why do we use main tag? It's just to show that this is like the main content. It's not the header or the footer. Main just kind of shows you this is like our main area. Yeah, like main, like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, cool, cool, cool. There is one more thing I want to talk to you about today. We have like 15 more minutes. So there's one more thing I want to talk to you about today. So we learned a lot of HTML, and we're still going to learn some more HTML today. There's still more HTML. There's a lot more tags. There's a lot more HTML to learn. But however, now that we kind of got a grasp of some HTML, now that we know how to add pictures and emojis and fun stuff, let's start talking more about the appearance of our code. Let's talk about how to make our code look prettier. Like, let's make our website look prettier with color. Let's add some colors, some sizes and fonts, and let's make our website look a little bit more interesting. And that is where CSS comes into play. CSS. So I want to introduce you to CSS today because I think CSS makes your website that's just like my favorite part of building a website, because it's going to make your website look so much prettier and nicer and more interesting, more personality. So we've talked about inside an HTML file, we have HTML as its own language. We talked about that a lot. And it's used to structure and organize your content, kind of like what we did today. Now I want to introduce you to CSS. It's short for Cascading Style Sheet. It's used to control like how a page looks. And so you can write inside an HTML file, you can have HTML and CSS. Both are different languages. They are very different languages, but you can use both of them in an HTML file. And our browsers, Chrome, I'm using Chrome, Safari, whatever it is, it's able to read my HTML file and CSS file. A good way to kind of think about it is also like our HTML is like our skeleton. It's structural, organizes all of our code. And then the CSS, we're going to put like the clothes on it, the look, the presentation layer. All right, so here is CSS. I'm going to show you like a little what CSS looks like. CSS is its own language. It's going to look different from HTML. It's going to look something like this. We're going to have, we call this a CSS rule. This is a whole thing is a CSS rule. We have a CSS selector. This is how we select a specific HTML tag. We're going to have a CSS property, and we're going to put like these little colons on it. And then we're going to have some kind of value. Okay. So we're going to be creating, this whole thing is a CSS rule. We're going to write a bunch of these to manipulate our HTML tag. Okay, let me recap type in the chat here. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's try it out. The best way to learn how to learn a new language, the best way how to learn coding is to just practice and just to try it. So let's just try it. Let's just try it. I'm gonna zoom in my my code again, make it bigger. Yeah, 150 is good. Okay. So we're gonna still stay in our HTML file for now. We're still in this file, and we're gonna write some CSS in this file for now. Later on, we're gonna move the CSS to a different file, but for now, we're just gonna keep everything in one file. So to write CSS, we're actually gonna go into this head tag. Remember the head tag? The head tag is like the brains of our website. Inside here, we're gonna type style, just like that, style. Okay, style. We're gonna add a style tag inside my head tag, style. And inside the style tag, we can write CSS. Inside the style tag, we can write CSS. Let's try our very, very first one. And what CSS does is you can grab any HTML tag that exists, like any of them. So let's do this one first, H1. My H1 tag says all about Kuala Palau, right? I'm gonna grab my sorry. Okay, and I'll grab my H1 tag. Let's type H1 space. And we're gonna add this curly brace. The curly brace is next to the letter P, like that. Okay. And then press enter. H1. And we're gonna type in, let's do this together, color, colon, color, colon. And let's type a color like blue. And wow, just like that, what just happened? My H1 tag, we selected it, we chose it, put a little curly brace here and here. Don't forget, we need both. And we did color, colon, blue to make it blue. Yay. Yay, we got some color, we got some personality on our page. This is awesome. So okay, we're just gonna do a lot more examples. Let's do a lot more examples. Down here, I could keep adding more I could keep adding more. For example, here's another property called background dash color colon. I'm gonna do like yellow or something. And there we go. We have like a yellow background for my H1 tag. This is my H1 tag right over here. It has a background color yellow. Okay. So kind of going back to what we said, this whole thing is called a CSS rule. This whole thing is a CSS rule. This is a CSS selector. So I selected my H1 tag. And here on the left-hand side, these are called CSS properties. This is a CSS property, colors a CSS property, background color is a CSS property. And then on the right-hand side, we have a value. We have the blue versus yellow, and most common colors will work here. Okay, and then there's so much more we can do here. Let me do another example. We could even change the font size to be like 40 pixels or something, or like 55. I make it really, really big. And px, we'll talk more about this in the future, but px is short for pixels. So you can change that. Pixel is the unit of measurement that we use in this class. Oh, it's reconnecting. this left-hand side here, these like color, background color, font size, all of these are what we call CSS properties. And there's a bunch of them, just like there's like H1 tags, section tag, there's like all these tags that are already defined for you. Color, background colors, font size, these are all properties that are they already exist in HTML for you. Okay, let's do some more examples. Let's do a little bit more examples. Here's another one. So this is my H1 tag, so let's change that. Okay. What about like let's change this text here. Background. Um, yeah, let's change background. Background, the word background has a H2 tag around it. It has a H2 tag around it. So I can select my H2. Same thing. I'm creating a new rule. Whatever. All right, let's create a new rule for H2. We're gonna say color and I don't know, pink. All right, cool. So now my background, because I selected my H2 tag, now has the color pink. It's kind of hard to see actually. Maybe that's just the green. Yeah, it's just the green. There you go. Great, right? And then as you can see, and then if you scroll down, oh, interesting. Notice that like my facts and my how-to is also green, right? Like facts and like how-to is also green. Interesting. What's happening there? So I said H2 color green, and then like background and my facts, like they're all green. Anyone want to guess why? Like why is all these text green?
Because all of them are H2. You
Yes,
put them.
great. Yep, Katera. Yeah. So by default, this is normal. What CSS does is it says, okay, look for what this rule is saying is look for all the H2 tags. And if any H2 tag, background or backs has H2, any of them, any of these, make it color green. Make it color green. Interesting, right? Okay, so that's how CSS works. Now, if you want to choose only one of them to be a different color or something like that, we can do that, but we'll do that in a future. We'll do that in the next class. But this is how we do some basics. This is by default. CSS selects everything to be that color. Okay. What else? What else? Yes, Saida, go ahead.
So teacher, how can we color just one of the two H2 tags?
Yeah, we will learn about that next class. Yeah, we will learn about that
Okay.
next class. Yes, yes. Because that's gonna be a whole, like, I have to explain like for another 20 minutes probably. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, teacher.
yeah. Yes, Katara.
Sorry, teacher. And since we don't have like a table color, because you know it in other apps we have like a table color and we can like mix our colors together and we can do lots of things, but do we have it? such a things in Edistan?
Table of colors, not quite, but if you want to look for more colors, there is, I'll show you a great website. There's a site called HTML Color Codes. And these give you all the colors that a website can use. So like if I wanted to use like a very like specific blue, like, oh, I like this blue, let's say. You see this code that they give you right here? This is what we call a hex code right here. You can grab that and then we can go back to our code. And then instead of using blue, I can do pound and then like that, and it gives me that color. So you can do that as well. I think that's kind of nice, these hex codes. Like, ooh, that's a nice color too. Yeah, yeah, great question. Let me close all these. Okay, great. What's really awesome about CSS is that not only can it select like just H1 tag or H2 tag, it can also select like a whole like these, remember the semantic tags we talked about, section tag, footer tag, all this, we can do that as well. So for example, I can say like let's do footer first. Remember I have a footer tag like at the way bottom here. Like my footer tag is way at the bottom here. I can go get my footer tag and I can just be like, hey, my footer tag, you're gonna be background color, like, I don't know, pink or something. And then wow, my entire footer just became that background color. And like if I resize my browser, just notice it just goes all the way across like that. Even my like section, well, let's talk about my section tags. My section tag, I could give it a background color, maybe lavender or something. And then wow, look at that. Each of my sections now have a background color. My background section has lavender. This has lavender. Like it's kind of nice. Okay.
Hello, teacher.
Yes.
Teacher, can you put your workspace about HTML on public page because I want to know about the order of cat tag or code HTML.
Yeah, of course. I always put it in, it's always public. If you go to EdStem and you go to the lesson, like so like oops, this is lesson 3 from Monday, for example. If you click on it, you click on lesson slides and code. The code is there. And if you click it, it's public. You can see it. This is from Monday, for example. So it'll always be available.
Yes.
Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
thank you. And can you say about order of tag for summarize?
Um, you
About the
I
order. For example, at first we should put uh, doc type, and after that HTML, and after that head, and after that just
um
summarize.
you can I'm not sure how to do that, what the best way to do that is. So you can always look at my code and just follow that. And if you need a more detailed explanation, you can ask in WhatsApp or breakout room. Yeah. Because
Thank you.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I do want to show you a couple more things with CSS so you can do your assignment too. Let us do a couple more things. Okay, so like as you can see, I can select like a whole section tag, like a whole footer tag, and I could add colors. It's great. Here's another thing I can do. I can also add like here's like you can even add like border. So let me add you some borders. You could do border, border, let's see, border width. Okay, take a look at that. We can add border around our code as well. You can add border around each of our section as well. It's kind of nice. And then now let's look at our code. Like notice that our notice that our code is getting way too close to the like our text is getting way too close to the edge here. Look, it doesn't look very good, right? And then like even here, like our code is now like it's too squished together. Like our site is looking a little too squished together. So let's talk about like spacing a little bit as well, like how to add some space to get some gaps for breathing room here. So we can also do on my section, I could do padding left, for example, padding left to give some spacing. Ooh, on the left side here. So let me put some comments in here. This is how you put comments in CSS, add padding spacing. Okay, that looks much better. And I could do like padding like bottom to add some spacing like on the bottom. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's adding spacing on the bottom. You could do padding right, 10 pixel, like here. And then this number, I put 10, but you can really pick whatever you want. You could do 20 if you want to. Just you kind of like look at it and see what looks good. 20 pixel, 20 pixel. There you go. Okay. And then one more thing. I know we're doing quite a lot of stuff here. We can add spacing outside as well. We can do margin. And then it creates, you see that margin creates like space outside. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. All right, so let's pause here for a moment. So there's, as you can see with CSS, there's so much we can do. We can add colors, we can add like borders, we can add let me put some comments in here as well. Okay. We can change font sizes. There's like a lot of fun stuff we can do with CSS, as you can see here. Okay, spacing. I have a, do I have it here? Let's see. There's a whole, if you're curious, there's like a whole, and there's so many CSS properties, background image, background color, like there's border, right? There's so many properties that available that we can do to change our code. For now, we learned some basics. Yeah, we just got so fast. Yeah, it was fast, but I believe in you. I think you can get it. We really only talked about border, some padding, and some spacing. Okay, so let's to kind of recap what we did. This is CSS. We added some colors, some background color, some font sizes. We added a footer. And then we added some borders. Border is the you can see the thing around it. Okay. And because we're adding it to the section, like all the sections now have like a border. And then we have some padding for like the spacing inside here. We added some margin for like some spacing outside. Yeah. And we're adding all of this to my section. So each of my purple sections now are getting this like padding and margin and border. And they're also background color lavender. So yeah, sure, let me explain. So background color, they're all lavender. Border needs these three things. Border needs like a width, like so I can change the width here to make it more thicker, like border 5 pixels, for example, to make this border. So it's gonna add the border, it's gonna add a border around my entire box here. And then padding, create some space inside. Like so if I add a little bit more, notice the padding, there's spacing, the spacing gets bigger inside. And then margin is spacing outside. So if I make it bigger, it's going to create some more space outside my box here, my div here. Yeah. Yeah, we'll practice more of this. We will practice more of this next week. Don't worry if it's like a little, we're like, whoa, just try it out. Try it on your own. So after you get off Zoom, you could try it on your own with EdStem. And then and so that it works a little bit better. And I'm gonna give you assignment number 2. So I'm gonna change some requirements here, but assignment 2, essentially what you're gonna be doing is you are going to pick some kind of hobby. It could be a TV show, movie, a book, anything that you like, a hobby, and you're going to write some code. You're going to write like a header, like sections, and create some content and add some CSS here like this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and change some of this is a little more advanced LAs, so I'm going to change some of this. Like we're not going to do horizontal centering and stuff like that anymore, but essentially you're going to do something like this. Okay, so if you want to get started on assignment 2, you can. We're going to do breakout rooms. We're going to go to breakout rooms right now. And so you could kind of just practice this, ask questions about the CSS if you're like, what the heck is this? You're welcome to do that. And you're also welcome to start on assignment 2. And I'm going to go ahead and edit some of this requirements because we didn't learn everything today. So yeah. Yes, Kateri, you had a question? I'm gonna make some breakout rooms.
Yes, teacher, I have just a short question. If we put sections, but they are like table and table when we get them border. So we must put them in different pages or no? They can be in the same pages.
Yeah, everything is in one page right now. Yeah. Yeah, like section, everything is in one page right now. Is that what you mean, or?
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, give me one moment. I'm gonna create breakout rooms. Give me 1 second. Okay, ready. Please join your breakout room.
Professor, we can join on break room.
Yeah, join. You can do it by. Let me show you here. If you click on the bottom here like this. You see like a button on the bottom, breakout. If you click on it, it should say join. So try that. Or if you're on your phone, you can do like or it might be right here for phone, or like this on your desktop. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Okay, so we did a lot of new stuff today. It got a little bit harder, but I think with more practice, you will definitely get it. So as long as you're understanding some of the basics here today, you'll be good. We're gonna do a lot more review next week. And also don't forget tomorrow, Thursday, tomorrow night, you have a review session with your LAs as well. So so please come to the review session tomorrow night if you have any questions or you want to review more about CSS. I think it'll be really good if everybody attended tomorrow's review session. Tomorrow night at I think it's at 8 p.m. I believe. Okay. So please work on assignment 2. I'm gonna change a little bit of this because assignment 2 has some more advanced stuff that we didn't talk about. Like you don't need to put things in the middle. Like no centering is required. So I'm gonna change this a little bit. Okay, so I'll let you know when it's updated here, but it's gonna change a little bit, but please do get started at least on the structure part. I think this is fine. I'm just gonna change some of the styling part here. Okay, then have a great, wonderful day. This is recorded. The recording is gonna be available to you in the morning, tomorrow morning. And if you still need help, go ask questions on WhatsApp, office hours on a lot of help available for you. Okay. All right. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. And I'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.
See you, teacher. Bye.